Hey everybody, welcome back to Holt Growers. I'm your host, Timothy Holt, and this is my backyard. So you'll probably hear the chickens clucking in the background. I just fed them. And a couple of things. First of all, if you have a greenhouse or you enjoy gardening, let me know in the comments. Let me know where you're at, what difficulties, what successes you've had. I'd love to hear from you. Here in Western Pennsylvania, sometimes it can be all good, and other times things just don't work out very well. However, the main point of this video is right here, and that's this window. So if you check out the video where we cover the greenhouse, I did not account for ventilation, which is a fundamental flaw in greenhouse design. If you're going to put in a greenhouse, make sure you can vent that greenhouse. Otherwise, it's going to be an oven on the inside in the summer. Some days, unlike today, where it's a nice crisp little 60, 65 degrees out, some days when it gets up to 80, 90 degrees, it can be upwards of 150 degrees inside this greenhouse with this plastic. Way too hot for any crops. It just cooks them. So you got to vent that hot air out. I was expecting the ventilation from the door on the other end of the greenhouse to be sufficient with a fan. It has not been. So you can check out the video where about 2 weeks ago, I think it is, I took a window out of our basement. The framing around the window was completely rotted. I could just break the lumber with my fingers. Minimal difficulty. It was just rotted out. There was no sealer or anything protecting it from whenever it was installed, so it was terrible. The window, on the other hand, was in good shape. It was just the framing around it that was bad. So we replaced it with a larger window that can be used as an egress. And I wasn't sure what to do with the window that we took out. Well, long story short, it's behind me, right here. It's this window. Framed it in. Now, because when I built the greenhouse, I was not expecting a window here, I had to put in the framework, which we'll get to on the inside. But I took these boards, they're just leftover from another project, to screw in, and that is to keep the plastic from blowing and ripping off. That's the only reason it's here. Some of you may be looking at it going, hey, that's not treated lumber and you're outside, and yeah, that's the point. The plastic is good for 3 to 5 years with normal maintenance. So if these become rotted, it's not a big deal. I will be replacing them when I replace the plastic. Also, I don't want that treated wood to contaminate my crops as it leaches off. So all of the lumber that I've used is untreated in the greenhouse. Right there's the fan and the door. As you can see, I've got a little spring clip holding the plastic on the door up and some chicken wire to keep the chickens out. They definitely would love to get in here because we have quite a bit of crops going on. I did make a mistake earlier in the season with the greens, salad greens. I didn't plant one of these beds that I should have planted, which is this one. Instead, I opted to plant them outside, but that's all right. We've got peas, we've got carrots, there's some radishes, some more carrots, they're looking good. Our sugar snap peas are looking delicious, check that out. Nice. We've already gotten one batch, one crop off of this. This is the second set. These peas, as long as I keep them watered and tended to, they will last all season, so well into the fall. We have some seedlings in our seed trays there growing, but let's get to the main attraction here in the greenhouse, and that is that, set up the camera here, that window right there. So as you can see, the new lumber versus the old lumber is what I added. Just 2x4 straight up. On this side, I tied it in up here, and then put in a cross member. This one sits on these two, which are also nailed into the uprights, the main studs. So framed it out, use a level, and then I put screws into this as well, so it's not going anywhere. The nice thing is I can leave it open, and it just provides enough ventilation to get airflow through here. It's still pretty warm in here. Let's see how warm it is. So it's still pretty warm, hovering about 90 degrees. It's about 65 degrees outside, 60, 65. It's about 90 in here. I don't have the fan in the door going because 90 degrees is okay. It's a little on the warm side, but not too bad for what I have growing in the greenhouse. So that's why I don't have the fan running. However, if it gets any warmer out, I'll turn the fan on and it will suck that air right through here, create a nice little wind tunnel, and cool the place off pretty well. But that is our ventilation for a greenhouse. One other thing that I need to do is actually above my head, I have a solar powered fan, solar powered minute fan above, hooked up, and it's not working right. It worked when I first put it in, but now it doesn't seem to want to actually turn on. So I'm not sure why that is. I need to figure that out. And I think what I'm going to end up doing with it is just moving it. I'll show you here. Right there's the fan, and right there's the solar panel. And I'm thinking of taking the solar panel, putting it on the outside, and then mounting that fan closer to the window to get more ventilation. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it. It was working when like I said, about a week ago when I put it in, 2 weeks ago now. But since then it hasn't been working. So stay tuned. I'll keep you updated. Thank you for your support. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I appreciate all of the support you guys give and comments. If you have a greenhouse, let me know how you put it together. This greenhouse, my boys and I assembled, and it was quite fun. A bunch of 3-inch and 3.5-inch nails, some screws, and salvaged lumber. Almost all of the lumber in this greenhouse has been salvaged. I think we bought maybe 4 2x4s. The rest has all been salvaged, which is pretty cool. It takes a little more work than buying dimensional lumber and just cutting it to fit, but it works, and it has been up now. I think this is going on our 3rd season, maybe 4th, of having it here. So every year we make some improvements to it. Last year we had those really big tomato plants. Check out that video where I cover those tomato plants. They punched through the plastic and just destroyed the plastic cover, but they got over 10 feet tall, which is pretty amazing. Best part was the tomatoes coming off them were delicious. But I digress. We'll see what this season brings. I'm optimistic. It's middle of June, so we have a long season ahead of us. I know the last few videos, several videos over the winter, have been more of the renovations to our house. But that's because it's hard to grow in the wintertime when the ground's frozen. So there's not a lot of coverage there. But we're going to get more videos coming your way all summer long on what we do here at Holt Growers. So thank you, as always. Get out, grow something today.